Hoggie's beer reviews. Hoggie's beer reviews. What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in once again. This is another one of Hoggie's beer reviews. And once again, big shouts out to my man Omar, Mid-City 29 Lunatic. He sent me today's beer. This is I think the third one from the last batch he sent me, last beer mail. I got one left after this. This is my second beer ever from Firestone Walker. And this is Wookey Jack. That's right. Wookey Jack. Unfiltered ale. It's a black rye IPA. It says it right there. This is from their proprietary reserve series. This is 1 pint, 6 ounces, 22 ounce bomber of 8.3% alcohol by volume. And it has a date right here on the label that says 2/18/13 at 15:39. 15:30. What time is 15? Whenever 15:39 is in the afternoon, that's when it was bottled, I guess. On the 18th of February 2013. Today is the 30th of May 2013. Hasn't sat for very long, and yeah, man. Wookey Jack, Black Rye IPA. So let's let that sit for a minute and look up the stats on this beer. Now, like I said, this is only my second beer from Firestone Walker. This was the first, the Double Jack, Double IPA. Of course, I'm in South Florida. This is from, what are they, like San Diego or something like that? Paso Robles, California. That's where they're from. Thought that was gonna fall. They don't have Firestone Walker in Florida, so thanks to my man Omar for sending me the two beers. Had the first one, really enjoyed it. And now it's time for a Wookey. Punching it up on Beer Advocate, just to give you an idea here. Out of 1,574 ratings on Beer Advocate, this thing scores a 95. Okay? Firestone Walker Brewing Company in California, categorized as an American black ale at 8.3% ABV, and this is a rotating offering, so says Beer Advocate. By the way, I'm going to keep bringing this up and clarifying, because I've had several people comment, over the course of the last however many months, saying that I take Beer Advocate too seriously, or that I pass along those reviews and opinions as my own. I don't read the reviews. I go on Beer Advocate and rate beer in my videos just to give you guys a general idea of what people are saying about a beer. I look up every beer I drink on Beer Advocate. I look it up for the general reviews, for the category and style, and for the ABV. I do not read the reviews. I've already spoken on the beer snobbery that exists out there many a time in the past. I won't touch on it again, but I don't really need to hear snobs' opinions. And unfortunately on Beer Advocate there are a lot of snobs, rate beer as well, so I don't bother reading the individual reviews. Just to throw that out there and be clear. Anyway, that was rate beer. That was Beer Advocate. Jumping over to rate beer. On rate beer, out of 656 total reviews, it scores a 100. All right. Categorized as a black IPA from Firestone Walker in Paso Robles, California. ABV 8.3. And here's the commercial description. It says, Wookey Jack is our first foray into the dark outer world of black IPAs. Rich dark malts and spicy rye careen into bold citrus-laden hops, creating a new dimension in IPA flavor. This brew has been left unfiltered and unfined to retain all of its texture and character. At 60 IBUs, Wookey Jack is gnarly on the outside, yet complex and refined on the inside. Of course, that's from Firestone Walker. So that's what it is. Let's put this thing down and get to the beer. 8.3% black IPA. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of black IPAs. I love hoppy beers, but I like IPAs. I like IPAs and I like stouts. If I want an IPA, I'll have an IPA. If I want a stout, I'll have a stout. I'm not really a huge fan of that merger, but again, in American brewing and American craft brewing, this has become a popular thing to do. It is a new style, and I'm always curious to check it out and see, ooh, cool cap, and see how the brewery interpreted that style. This is one of those fancy bottles with the whole little paper on the neck. Usually when they have the paper on the neck, they have a plain cap A lot of companies do that, and that's some cheap shit. I give props to Firestone. Look at that. Look at that cap. The boxing bear. This guy. So that's cool. I like that. That cap is going to go really cool in the fridge. Alright. So, of course, this is not a twist off. And before we crack it open, the websites for this style, they recommend, a pint glass, perhaps a mug or a stein, perhaps a tulip. I got my tulip, but it's a small tulip. Didn't want to use a tulip glass. And I didn't want to use the snifter. A little too foo-foo for 8.3%. So I said, you know what, let's just go traditional European, a big proper English pint glass, because this is how they drink over there. 8.3% of a big dark beer, pour it in the damn thing, drink it, then order another. That's how it should be. That's why I want to go to London one day. And I'll have to leave the wife and kid at the hotel and say, tonight I'm going to go to a pub and just get smashed. Don't wait up. It's not going to go over well, but I'd like to do it one day. Anyways, so we break out the knife. We pop open the bottle there. Wanted to be extra careful with this cap. I really like that cap. Alright. So into the proper pint glass it goes. So this isn't just a black IPA, this is a black rye IPA, which is going to be interesting because I like rye beers. I really do have a fondness for rye beers. I like that spicy note that it gives the beers. It's an interesting addition. And I mean, if you poured this in a glass and just passed it to me and I looked at it, I would say, what is it, a Guinness? Extra stout? Not a draft, an extra stout. Look at that. It looks like a stout with that thick khaki head, solid black beer, solid black with a tinge of brown, khaki head, foamy, dense, hoppy. Holy crap. And there's the beauty of the black IPA. You get the look of a stout, and then you put your nose to it, and you get citrus hop. Oh yeah, grapefruit all the way. Grapefruit with a touch of dark fruit. Time for a Wookey. Omar, thanks again. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. Cheers. This beer has flavor to spare. The body is deceivingly light. I let it warm up just a bit. This is not like fresh out of a cold fridge. It's still cold, but it's not frosty cold. So it's got enough warmth to circulate flavors and to kind of, let things swell and move around freely. And it still is a deceptively light-bodied beer. You don't get much up front. Flavor-wise, you get smoothness. And as you kind of swallow, you get that kind of roasty astringency from the malts. You get grapefruity and piney, sharp, hoppy bitterness. It's not overpowering, but it's definitely there. And then you get that myriad of kind of fruity, sweet flavors that come with a good stout. You get those dark fruits and that licorice, that blend of kind of smoky, woodsy kind of flavors and fruit. Dark fruits, remember. The plums and the star fruits and the stuff like that. Black licorice and, Twix. Not Twix, what? Twizzler. Twizzler is what I'm thinking of. Little baker's chocolate in there as well. Kind of bitter chocolate. Girdelli, 82%, 86% cacao, that kind of thing. Not exactly Twix, but at least I'm in the ballpark. Yeah, see, this is the kind of beer you want to drink in a bomber. You know, one big 22-ounce bottle is my time, and you're done. Because this has so much going on, and it's, even though it's a light body, it's still a rich, heavy beer. And I must say, at 8.3%, I couldn't tell. It's well masked, well disguised, hidden within the flavors. Yeah, this is one of those rambly reviews just for the beer nerds out there, I guess. People who can really appreciate something like this. I don't drink beers like this too often. But this, once again, Omar, thank you. This is a really good beer. This is impressive. It's well balanced. It's only 60 IBUs, which for a lot of people may be, you know, for some people that may be a lot. But some of these black IPAs that I've tried, they hop them up like, you know, like a big Imperial double IPA. You get this, you know, ridiculous amount of hop bitterness in a rich dark beer, and the balance is just all over the place. This is hoppy. This is, you know, IPA hoppy, but it's not over the top, and it makes a good balance and a good blend with the rich, dark, roasted, stouty characteristics. And I haven't mentioned that rye spice. It took a while before I thought about it because I'm thinking of everything else, but that rye spice is there, and it's across the board, and it does leave that little kind of peppery spice note on your tongue after you're done drinking, which is a wonderful compliment to the beer. It's a wonderful that spice note from the rye is a wonderful compliment to all those flavors that come from the dark roasted malts, and to the hops. I mean, this is a well put together beer. It's my second beer from Firestone Walker, and I am impressed. They are doing beautiful things over there. Sadly, a lot of breweries that are doing wonderful things also have ridiculous price points on their six-packs. If Firestone Walker ever makes it to South Florida, I hope they keep it reasonable. But I won't get into that. There's no need to get into that now. For what it is and for the flavor and the recipe and the quality of it, this is a glass full beer. If you like black IPAs, if you like rye IPAs, if you like that kind of flavorful, rich combination of things going on, this is a beer for you. I'm actually going to put this down and let this warm up a bit. And there's a shot for you. Firestone Walker, Wookey Jack. I'm going to let it warm up a bit and see how many more flavors come out after it's been sitting for about 20 minutes. But that's it. Glass full. Glass full for a black IPA, rye IPA, kind of a new hybrid style. And I think I've rambled way too much in this video. Let me get out of here. Everybody, thanks for sitting through all my rambles and my enjoyment of this beer. Omar, thank you for the beer. Everybody else, thanks for just tuning in to Hoggie and his beer reviews. And stay tuned, there's more coming. Remember, it's Hoggie's Beer on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and hoggiesbeer.com. Cheers, guys. Stay tuned, there's more coming.